Thank you.
What them call illegal migrant population. The first one is Haiti. The second one is the Dominican Republic. And the third one is Jamaica. Jamaica must in the top 5 of everything, you know. Must in the top 5 of everything. Jamaica is part of that trust to get rid of illegal immigrants. And not only illegal immigrants matter about neither.
You take unto yourself a woman,
yes,
and call her your wife, and that is
yeah.
it.
So what happened to the woman them where you check unto yourself where you never call your wife and you have sex with them?
Those are your concubines.
That means that you see the brethren feel say that's sin. Brethren, don't make me lock you off, you know. Just say goodbye, no man. You're going to make me lock you off, brethren. We love Africa, no matter what them want to say. So, and what will if I want most a year we are going in America? Trump already gone power crazy with a whole heap of different things we all in part and agree with. But one of the things them where him do will cause even big story is to say him about tariff the partner, the people them who is him biggest importer, exporter countries. Canada and Mexico. Now, Canada supply enough things to America. Mexico supply enough things to America. America supply enough things to them. But now the man I take aim at the Canadian them and say, boy, we should tell you from long, we tell you a good while now, that he want Canada to be the 51st state. That means that the people they must give up them sovereignty now, you know, and make him be the president, and for them president be the governor, like how you have Texas governor and all of the governor them for the 50 state them. Now him say him want 51st state to be Canada, but not only that, him gone way over in Denmark, you know, and say Greenland. Him want Greenland, him want buy Greenland. He must say that from 2018, he must say that from. But no more serious with it. Denmark say, look here, man. No, it's not for sale, you know. The people in Greenland say, no, it's not for sale. And him have planned some very unscrupulous things against the people them. Now Canada, which everybody know when tell them about Canada, them think about Jamaica, America. I only for Jamaica, and if them run go America, them run go Canada. Now, Donald Trump has said, look here, oh no, say, if we don't do this thing here, we're going to bring down some serious tariff, no. Well, them say, look here, tariff to tariff, who going to win or who going to lose? Nobody win, nobody lose in a tariff war. But you know, say, him no want to talk about no military action, like when I talk about Panama, military action. And him even suggest military action pan Mexico too. That make the EU people them arm up Finland and Denmark, not Finland, Denmark and Greenland. Because them say, look here, whether I'm serious or not, we have to take precaution. Because this man will go crazy away. We want to play the script here, you know. We want to play the script here. We are talking about Trump caught off guard. Yeah, and it relates to Canada. And we know most Jamaican people in Canada, a whole heap of them listen to this program here. The intentions of Canada against America if Trump decides him to go through with him tariff thing. But here we know. To those of you who listen to it, know say we are talking about this organization named BRIC. Long before South Africa joined it and make it named BRICS. For those of you who don't know, BRIC is the other version of what we call the EU where you have Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa right now. We have been telling about this thing for a long time. Well, it has gained momentum all over the world to the point where now they might challenge America domination. Yes, because you know everybody has said America is the greatest this and the greatest that. Well, Russia, which is the one where I say is the leader, Russia and China, which is America's two biggest enemies, Russia and China, they are now responsible for most of the African countries. We're joining it now. We are talking about like the latest one now is Nigeria. And look like Ghana go in there too. You have the South American country, them look like them are going to go into brick. And this is really a threat to American, what we call superiority or greatness. Given now this man when him Trump where a flexing power to the point of nothing. But here what now? Cuba is also part of BRICS. And you know Cuba, they under sanction by America for how much decades now. Decades. Well, apparently them sanctions never work all the time when them sanction Cuba. It never work because Cuba have some of the best doctors that you will ever find on earth. Yeah. And during the time of COVID, them developed them own vaccination. That I know ones who live Jamaica and go to Cuba go take the vaccine because them never want to take the one where come from America. Well, it's just sweet me to say that the power, world power has shifted for the next level. And America, in honor of this manner, who him claim say, when he was in power, the first time no war never there on earth, and when him come in, he must stop the Ukraine Russian war. The first day him come in, he must stop it. And we see where him say, him jump into the Israeli Palestinian war and have a peace treaty go on there, so. But here the man say no, the man say they must clear out Gaza and send the Palestinians them go in Egypt or Jordan. You know what him want do? Him want build resort. Yeah, I tell you. The man want build resort, Rasta. The people them say them nah go to Egypt and no Jordan. They must go back in the rubble where them left 1 year ago. They must go back there. They must go back there. So that's the next problem. Then now him say him want to take over Greenland. And him want to take over Panama Canal. You know, say, a whole heap of Jamaican go work on the canal there, you know. Whole heap of people dead. Thousands of people dead to build that. He must say America won and America want it back. But here why him say he want it back? Through China, I go through the regular and all the build things down there now. Him say, according to them, you know, them can't afford China and Russia for in them backyard, you know. And Russia deliberately send a ship come down, I think a year before last year, send a ship come down Cuba there, so. And them circle it. Because they say, what? Russian ship in our waters. But the Russian them come and gone. But guess what? Cuba stand still with all the try to kill 20 different assassination attempt to kill Castro. And the embargo there. How much decades now? And Cuba still there. Under them so-called communist regime. We want to play a clip here. We're going to play the clip after they add them. I'm going to play it off of this phone here. About Cuba joining the BRICS. Yes, it's a very serious thing. Cuba just the next door, 90 miles from Negril. 90 miles. They can't turn up at the tower there and see Cuba. Them is part of BRICS, which is not part of America. The question is, what is Jamaica going to do now? What is Jamaica going to do? Because we know Jamaica, our government, not even our, kind of my government, the government of Jamaica, Israel and America feel them friend, can we say, the Prime Minister go up Israel and get invitation in a Mar-a-Lago there, when them did have them meeting a couple years ago. And now you hear them say, this is official, The three major countries in the Caribbean where have the worst, what they call illegal migrant population. The first one is Haiti. The second one is the Dominican Republic. And the third one is Jamaica. Jamaica must in the top 5 of everything, Most in the top 5 of everything. Jamaica is part of that trust to get rid of illegal immigrants. And not only illegal immigrants matter about neither. It's not only illegal immigrants, But we're going to see what's going to happen, because him do every day they are mounted, and the whole place get upset or upstirred and thing. That all European countries now are side with Denmark and are send weapons at Denmark and them think they will protect Denmark. And Greenland can't fight America. Denmark can't fight America. See, Greenland have less people than Jamaica have. But him see it as a strategic place. Him see it as a strategic place because, again, Russia and China is the main target, just like the Panama Canal. Well, like how China in Jamaica, what is going to happen when him turn him around here so and see say China build whole heap of this and whole heap of that down here? What him going to say to the government of Jamaica? We're going to take a break and come forward. Nigeria is now part of BRICS. Ghana look like it going that way too. Everybody's moving away from the dollar. So little more from this, the US dollar won't be the means by which you have to do business with internationally. Yeah. Little more you do have to do business with US dollars. Because say anywhere you buy do business now, you have to use US dollar. And that is really what BRICS offering. South Africa, the reason why South Africa joined BRICS, is because when them need a country in the time of apartheid, Russia come to them aid and Cuba come to them aid. Who can forget the Cubans in Angola and Mozambique? The Cubans them help to liberate Southern Africa. The Russian them move into Africa and help to get out some of the old colonizers them. And now we say all of that groups, those groups of people, is moving away from France, Germany, and America. So Trump have a serious time ahead of him. Serious time to deal with all them different vibration there right now where is taking all of these countries that was colonized. Them find a different pathway to move. Different pathway. So we're going to see what will happen. We're going to see what Jamaica going to do. We know where Jamaica going to do still, but we still have to say it. Cutting edge. You know, last year about April, we spoke about what them call it, I don't like call it the Benevolent Society, you know, but Sister Nanny doing a wonderful work. No man to be able to relate to the elder them who right now is part of the program that was set up for them to get compensated for that atrocity that was done in 1963. Now, I told her that I would kind of keep up to date. I keep the community up to date by way of the program of what is happening. Good night, Nanny. Good night.
Greetings, Muta. Good night.
All right.
Give thanks again.
I hope you never gone to bed.
No, I make sure that I keep up for you, man. All right. We appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, okay. So tell me what is happening as it relates to, since the last time we talked in April, what has been happening since?
Okay, so the last time I gave an update, I told you that we were going through audits to ensure that our books are up to date and we are in good financial standing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have completed the audit. We have called an annual general meeting, which is a requirement in order to present the audit to the membership. And so we have done our part.
Mm-hmm.
Now that took some time because we can't rush the auditors. We have to wait upon their report.
Yeah.
So we received the report sometime in May last year, and then we did an annual general meeting. And, you know, so having done all of that now, we say, okay, everything should, because remember we were promised to, Dr. Chang had promised.
Yeah, in the third quarter.
By June, the land is handed over. So while we were going through the process, we assumed that they were going through their process. Anyway, we had not heard anything from them, and so we contacted the Dr. Chang, and we also who spoke with Minister Grange in November of last year. Minister Grange sent a voice note saying that yes, Dr. Chang spoke with her, and the matter of handing over, preparing the deeds for the land to be handed over to the Rastafari Corridor Benevolent Society on behalf of the community. It is in a process where, at that stage, she said, they were awaiting a letter from the land agency, a no objection letter, which the land agency would indicate that they have no objection to the transfer of the title. And when they received that letter, then it would go to the AG, and that
Attorney General.
Attorney General, yes. And that office would then prepare a submission for cabinet.
What?
And so she was apologizing for the bureaucratic processes, but she indicated at that time that the matter was near to completion. You know, she assured us that it was near to completion. That was in November of last year. Since then, we haven't heard anything.
Well, obviously, they were reaching a parliament yet.
Pardon?
I don't think it's reaching a parliament yet.
Well, I don't know if it had to go to Parliament, but she said it had to go to Cabinet.
Oh, Cabinet, yeah, well, same difference.
Yeah, that is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So, they recently wrote a letter, so your request for an update is really timely, because we are now, our members and the general community getting kind of restive and saying, well, it seems as if they're playing us, you know, because then Dr. Chang made the promise. Apparently he was not aware of all of that process that things would have to go through. So we
him no minister, man, him no vice president of Jamaica, or him no know.
But like you said, you know, you were there when he gave this firm commitment.
That's why I keep calling you now, because I want to hear what is happening. I'm just one of them promised by a politician again to Rasta.
Well, that is the whole thing, you know. That is what, you know, our members are really concerned about, that they're being kicked around this political game, you know.
Yeah.
So we wrote a letter to last week. We sent off a letter to Minister Green because people are wanting now to get on with a public campaign because they don't know what is happening, and they're, you know, they're impatient and they're not confident anymore about this thing.
Yeah.
So we wrote a letter expressing the concern of our members and the fact that we are we're holding off doing a public campaign, but right now we have agreed, the Committee of Management has agreed that if we don't hear anything by the end of February, so we're giving them a month to get their act together, then they really will have to start to test on a public campaign and, you know, put on some pressure, because, you know, they say a promise is a comfort to a fool. So,
you know the problem with that? They are going to call election this year now, and the whole of them time now to come for election. Them now, I don't think Rastafari business is part of them thing, unless them go and go use it. Then you will hear something, you know. Unless they go and go use the Rasta and, you know, what they have done and all them things there. We use it, you know.
To highlight their
propaganda machine, yeah.
Well, you know, so we have given them a month. I don't know if election will be called within that month.
No, I don't know the year to go call, man. Don't know the year. Yeah, don't know the year, yeah.
So you will hear more. You will have to help us with this public campaign.
No, you mean, man? Then I'm going to call you, man. I'm going to call you.
Yes,
don't forget.
Right.
Don't forget, you know.
You know, we really
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that, you know, we are appreciative of what Minister Green has been doing, you know.
Yeah.
In terms of
well, we have to admit that she do a lot. We have to admit. It's just that.
Yes, and that's the point. And that is the point, you know.
But this man, Harris Chang, now come say something in the meeting, and I question him about it. And him say, all right, we're going to see. Him talk about a quarter, and me say, watch you know, a 4 quarter gone now since him said that, you know, or 5 quarter.
Almost a year, because we're looking at the commemoration in April.
You know, April,
start planning for it now, and you know.
Yeah, anyway, we give thanks, say still I go through with the struggle still, you know. Just continue the journey.
Yes, Muta, give thanks, and give thanks for you to continue for that as well, you know.
Yeah.
You just keep it up, and, you know.
Yeah, all right.
And it, you know.
Yeah, man, give thanks, Rasta.
Yes, all right. Take care now.
Yes, that was Nanny. You know, she's the secretary of the Coral Garden Benevolent Society, who is looking to really continue to really help the survivors of the atrocity of 1963 by the government of Jamaica against Rastafari. And we had vowed that we will do our part, and one of our part is doing what we're doing now, so that the people them can hear and see what's happening. And I told Harris Chang in the meeting, say, look, yeah, man, you talk and attack, you know, but he's a politician. You know, see, because we have no faith in a politician, you know. I mean, we see, say, them can't do things, but when it comes on to certain things, it's like, I don't know if we're wrong, Rasta. I don't know if we're wrong. You know, so we see, say, the quarter, when did I tell me about the second quarter, gone from last year, and look like him now, kind of get back seat, back bench now. So, you know, we can't go on there, so, but anyway, we are watching it, you know, we are watching it. This is the cutting edge. You take a break and come forward. So, there's a forum coming up soon, the Education Transformation in Africa and the Caribbean Forum. And it's been, well, it has been going on all the while still, but we want to talk to Mr. Omar Ryan, member of the Organizing Committee Administrative Professional Center for Reparation Research Regional Headquarters. And we want to talk to him about the forum that is coming up. Good night. Good night.
Really?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, man. Hope all is well.
Yeah, man. So far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right.
It's been a while, you know?
Yeah, look, you know, the forum that is being kept at the university is an online forum or is a physical thing you can go in and sit down and listen?
It's actually going to be in hybrid mode, where
It's going to be what?
it's going to be physical, but also we'll be streaming and having people presenting from overseas.
Okay,
So it's hybrid, so to speak. I just want to make a correction, though. I'm actually the communications and events coordinator at the PJ Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy,
Yes.
which is the organization that is
It's putting it on.
hosting the symposium on the 13th of February. That's 2 weeks from now.
All right. Look here now. One thing I will ask you. Is pure university people and doctors and things this thing I cater for?
No, that's the reason why I asked Shamara to ensure that I can speak to you on this program, because your program has a different wide cross-section of people that I think this symposium,
What I think
would like to reach.
And I think on the audience and I think on the presenters, when I look on the flyers, it's pure university students and doctors and things are present.
I think it's because of the area that they're focusing on education, and that's educational transformation, or we can transform education at an institutional level, which necessarily, the input of community leaders and our people are important. And I've made a concerted effort to invite a lot of people across the Pan-African community in Jamaica that I know personally. And I hope to see a lot of them where they can participate in the question and answer sections that will be a part of the symposium.
Okay. All right. So tell me what the symposium going to really focus on. I know it's education and things as it relates to the African-centered perspective, but you give me a rundown on what exactly is going to be presented.
Well, as you mentioned before, the theme for the symposium is educational transformation in Africa and the Caribbean, centering African heritage and identity. So it's really about how we in the Caribbean and Africa use our education, which we have been broadly given a colonial education, but how do we transform this colonial education to an education that suits Pan-African people, African people, and the education that will give us the best results for the benefit of it, for us as individuals and collectively as Africa. Now I'm talking about Africa, I'm talking about global Africa. Not just the continent, but us in the diaspora.
Pan-African.
Yes.
All right. So within that framework, right, you have a specific part of education that you think, because you have historical, social, political, you have any specific part of the educational drive that you're going to focus on?
Yes, they're really focusing on identity, African identity in education. How do we transform education by centering African identity? That is, us in the Caribbean, Jamaica. We must learn about Africans because, surprisingly, people in Africa don't know about, like you're in Nigeria, you don't know so much about people in Southern Africa. People in, Africa has more than 50
different countries, yeah.
Yes, and Africans don't know about each other. Us in the Caribbean, we don't know about each other. And particularly now when I find that a lot of people are not reading and pay attention to, and with so much information out there, it's surprising that we do not know about each other. And that is one of the things that the symposium is trying to bridge. How do we include African identity, our heritage, our history, and focus on it strongly so that we educate us about us?
All right. We're talking about identifying, you go right across the board, cultural, historical and thing, but there must be something that is focused on specifically. I know when I say African Caribbean identity, there's so much things that include African Caribbean identity. But what exactly you're focusing on in that African identity? Because you have identity as relates to accept your blackness, accept your Africanness. You have identity of understanding the history of Africa as it relates to Jamaica or even Europe. You have the identity of the people them who brought us here, identifying them as who they are and what them did. What aspect of it? You have identity of people who fight the struggle, the liberation struggle, Marcus Garvey, Winnie Mandela, all of these people. So it can't be just bright brush, because you do have all 1,000 days for really talk about the different identities that relates to African and Caribbean.
Basically, how do we celebrate our African heritage and promote our identity for future prosperity, for want of a better word, because I know prosperity kind of political, but it's how do we promote our African heritage, broadly speaking, the positive African heritage, that part that people don't know about. We're not talking about the colonial heritage, so to speak.
All right, tell us about the African heritage that we don't promote. What is the African heritage that we don't promote?
Well, part of it has to do with our history. African people are largely the creators of civilization, which started in Ethiopia and places like Kemet. And a lot of people don't know that. Africans have been broadly influential in mathematics, science, and the arts in general. And how can we use all of this information to bring self-worth and self-determination to African people today, to know that through our own action and our own minds, we can transform our communities and our countries so that we can compete economically, politically, and even militarily and technologically with the rest of the world. Because the education we've been getting it's to go out there and see and build Europe, build America, build the North, so to speak, because a lot of Africans still think that people up north are better. But the education that we want is education that puts supreme confidence in African people to know that we can achieve anything as long as we put our minds to it and put proper plans and actions in place to achieve it.
So
that's what we want from this.
So you're talking about these people who are represented have certain formulas that you think might be helpful to bring about that change.
Yes. And one of them, you probably know of him as Professor Orlando Patterson. A Jamaican who professor at Harvard. You know, he did this book, The Sociology of Slavery. Very good book. So, and he was the chairman of the Jamaica Transformation Commission. And he made several recommendations. So it's important for us to hear from him and what he thinks about education. And next thing is that...
That's Rupert Lewis Panito.
Yes. Professor Rupert Lewis is there as well. I know he's a serious Garveyite. And the other day with Joe Biden pardoning the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey. I want to hear what a scholar like Rupert Lewis has to say about the inclusion, because they've been talking about the inclusion of Garvey in schools and curriculum. So how can we do that now? Because people who probably will say, we cannot put Garvey in it because he has been charged. Well, he has been pardoned. So what are we going to do now?
Yeah, well, the pardon don't mean say them clear him of the crime, you know. It just means say why him do it, but you know, them are pardon him, you know. Exonerate would be a better thing still.
Yes, I guess it's a start.
I don't know if it's going to reach anywhere else, but a start. Because I don't know who in America we're going to look to do that. We have to just...
Certainly, I have no confidence in the current president, but let's see, because every 4 years America changes president.
But did you know that Marcus Garvey was arrested in Jamaica?
Yes.
Go to prison in Jamaica?
Yes.
You know where I'm going to prison for? All right, I'm not going to post your brains in it, but I'll tell you something. Them need to exonerate Marcus Garvey in Jamaica. Because them lock him up in a Spanish Town prison. Them need to exonerate him. I don't hear nobody talk about that.
I totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree.
A whole people never know, say, these guys, the judge, them and Michael, Norman Manley. that was about it. The judge them lock up Marcus Garvey. So I don't know. I don't hear nobody rally and say, all right, we have to look to America for exonerate him. Want to the exoneration in Jamaica. Waiting about that.
I agree with you 100% on that. If he's a hero in Jamaica, the country of his birth, he should be exonerated.
Yeah. And my brother just mentioned, say, him are going the cabinet, the house the other day with the Marcus Garvey flag. And them same can't come in there, and Marcus Garvey, them do that talk about in there. And them can't come in there. The king's house, not the king's house up a Hope Road there, so, but down Duke Street there.
Yeah, that's Garden House, because the
king's house.
Yeah, because the king is the head of state of Jamaica.
Yeah, but they can't carry Marcus Garvey flag going there.
Yeah, it shows how colonial our structures are, and this is why we need education that to know people. We can tear down a lot of these structures and build our own. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the reasons why Jamaica should become a republic, and we should have the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final appellate court.
Well, if you say you're independent, why would I want to still go the Privy Council in England and then to set the line at the first place? That bind me up.
Yeah, and the Privy Council is colonial. It started around the time when I think it's around the emancipation of slavery time, during the 1830s.
Yeah, somewhere around there, so.
Yes.
All right, so tell me the date. Tell the people the date.
Yes, the date for the symposium is Thursday, the 13th of February.
Okay.
And it will be at the UA Regional Headquarters, and we begin at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Which one are all them at the UA Regional Headquarters? Tell the people them.
All right, it's when you are traveling from Mona Road, coming from Ligani.
Yeah, you're going up.
Right when you reach up, when you pass the aqueduct and come up to the university gate, you don't turn on the...
Is the building on the right?
Yes,
on
you
the
don't
right.
turn on the motor campus. You come on the right.
On the right,
yes.
yeah.
When you come to the stoplight, just turn to the right. That's the regional headquarters of the
It's over
UWI.
there, Verena Shepherd of our office, don't it?
Prof. Shepherd has resigned from the university for good.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, since, sorry for talking professor business on that.
No, professor business that. Oh, wait a man, what mean of your business that? She resigned.
Yes, right. Yes, she resigned from the Center for Reparation Research, and so have I. I was there for 2 years.
Oh, but them just say you have Center for, something like research.
That's the reason why I tell her, because I sent my bio, and I don't know why that came up, but it's been 6 months now since I'm no longer at the Center for Reparation Research, although I'm still on the university campus, so we work closely with the center.
Yeah. I call her, man. I never know that. That's very serious.
Man, so, she's still in the campaign doing a lot.
But she not going to stop. She not going to stop. Not going to bind her down to something,
Yes.
So why you leave it?
My contract came to an end.
Oh, contract. Okay.
Yes. My contract came to an end,
But your contract never come to an end?
Yes, it came to an end as well.
Okay.
But she just decided to leave,
Should I review the contract?
Prof did decades for you,
Yeah.
Teaching and doing a lot of work,
I true, man.
And she's still doing lots of work as she still does stuff with the United Nations and the campaign for reparation.
Reparation and thing. Yeah, man, she do enough thing. Well, brethren, I give thanks, I give thanks. I will keep mentioning it,
Yeah, man, I would appreciate that. And being that it's 2 weeks' time, I would mind if we can get an interview again closer to the date, because we know a lot of people tend to forget sometime, but we're asking people to put the 13th of February in their calendar and come to the regional headquarters at the UWI. Come, let your voice be heard, because as you are mentioning, we don't necessarily have community leaders and such, but would like to hear the voice of community leaders and people from the Pan-African community in terms of how do we go about centering African identity and heritage in the educational curriculum for the benefit of Africans.
Give thanks, brethren, give thanks. All right.
Yes, give thanks.
Yes. That was Omar Ryan, same resign. A serious thing. I don't tell you, if you're a bombshell, probably I say, resign to, I never know that. All right, so, I could just see if we can finish playing this song, yeah.
Good night, Mota.
Good night, sir.
Well educated. Really appreciate the clip them, Mota.
Yeah.
But, Mota, the thing I'm happy about, there's a little light down the tunnel where you, Jerry, and Carbo, and Miguel, that show black people say, yo, one day. Apart from Marcus guy. Because I say, we have some motor. England, France, and US use black people and dump them. After them use it for build them place, they want dump after them exploit. Because here we say, during the apartheid, a lot of people don't realize that Cuba, Castro send soldiers for get black people.
Yeah, man, what you mean, man?
Castro send soldiers Angola, and the war never last long.
Yeah.
You understand? So, it's good for know, so you and Carbon make we know we used to, because we're dead, and we grew up to see Russia as this devil and never realized that England and France and US are the real devil.
Yeah, man, we used to live against Russia hard, man. Communism, terrible. Castro was devil too, remember? When I grew up, Castro was devil.
Castro was devil, Mota.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to tell you, say, 5 years my passport expired. Because when I drive, I go up airport, I say, I know black people don't know themselves. They might behave like say America. The road paved with gold, Mota.
Yeah.
Heaven. And then the American them behave like them are the only country in the world. You understand? Because all more Russia do know Mota and China take the immigrant, because a lot of people know say an immigrant bill America in a Mota.
Oh, you mean if an immigrant bill?
Immigrant
then the whole of them
America.
watch out. The whole of them who control America are immigrant, tell them go to the Native American.
Thank you, Mota, because a lot of them know say Trump father and grandfather was German. German.
His wife come from Slovakia, one of them far European country there.
You You understand? And America should be ashamed of themselves when Hitler do the world, them win and them attack. Them are in England attack we for fight them war still there. A cheap black people like hell. And then the German people them can't go US without a problem. But the black people them are 4 parents. Well, part them war a fair giant line and so on. And none of our politicians know something about it. You understand? So them have people them there run where I go through Miami through swamp with the crocodile. And and they are behave like something wrong with them motor. I say chicken are come to roof and one of them are it's solar them we hear Cuba talk about solar. It's solar them have America where them use American that exploit the Jamaican people with the food and light. And I go on like them know I go just pay chat motor, pay chat and that's it. Life look for light at it. One of the about it. Look for extortion, move to them. No, so the extortion. Remember, I'm telling you, none of them done in a bill of train center in a motor. That's why I'm not rate them, you know. None of them, and them know, say, the boy, them, I exploit the taxi and the bus, man, and them does nothing about it, motor. When the boy, them build up them arms down and can't have a country locked down, them come on TV and talk food. Or if you have curfew and you know some man escape and man gone in other thing. I'm never want to go all over the world, motor. Or if you have a curfew and lock in the criminal them. So, and all right, motor, pay black people are dead, pay black people. So they are there, I mean, if it's the shooting, where the man must do whatever with the grave in the motor, and the man shoot the man, and there's a bus shot name in the hand, you know, so about it. The police commissioner said about it. The Ministry of Justice, it just dead, so because a black poor man, right in the cemetery, a man turn over a dead person.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, say this man have a mental thing. And the police them were there, motor, when the man, I shot up the man. Come like the same man when the man come from the car.
Wait, hold on there. Explain that one there to me. A man, they are caught from graveyard.
A man, there was a burial about 4 or 3 weeks ago. There was a burial at Dovka.
Yeah.
The man started make up nice in my protest.
Yeah.
All right? In my protest, them call the police. The police came. All right. Police came, but the man got to the casket and turned it over. I must take out the cartons or what did they do, man? One man in a motor, one man in the airplane, and can't restrain one man. The 2 police came in the Hilux.
Yeah.
And the man showed up to do whatever.
The body.
Out of the casket, the body. All right? None of them can't restrain a man. And lies the fire holder dead. I don't know if he was a police, I don't know if he was a gunman, I don't know, but he was in jacket. Lies a firearm holder, my assumption. The man the man was not threat. You know, shoot the man and put a 4 on the wall on a man motor. The man said they have bush shot in them and the 2 police them and blew them and stand up and do nothing about it. Just a bush shot, I can't meet you and show the video. Just a bush shot and a youth kill the youth. All because I look a poor youth. Make him want that to nobody up a cherry garden or 121-year-old son with how much $1 million when can't get a account for a motor. Shoot the youth, cold blooded, about 4 shots, just a bush shot.
So when the people
the people have ball out after them, did I say, at first you hear some vice, I say shoot him. That's how we can in a motor. Shoot black people like that. Really no motor.
But something like that did happen down a watch, you know.
When the man upon the hand, when the man come the man to the
man upon the ground, and the people them say shoot him.
All right.
And the police them go shout him gonna fire shot at the brother.
Fire shot in the man. So motor is the society will create when Spanish Town Europe, when you have MP can get a call for much $1 million, that is no example to the youth and motor. And when you don't set an example, you don't set example, but you expect better. So the youth them go out there and look the money. All right, because only in a parliament, no one are doing it. I'm going to get motor station and so no one are doing it. No one are doing it. And don't set example and people live off example.
Yeah.
When you have the man of Spanish Town or motor, extort people and the dirty water and Spanish Town is a chaos. Tell me the development took place in Spanish Town for the last 5 or 10 or 20 years motor. What them do with the constituency fund? You go to Spanish Town motor, it's like it's so chaotic, nothing progressive there. So And them allow, I'm tell you some Muta, they allow the underworld economy. And when it can't get out and you have some police now, I come now about shoot Muta. Police officer, them are kill police, them are kill soldier when they kill gunman. And we are dead. And we poor people are dead. We can't have a country and go on some Muta. Police kill 2 men today, tomorrow man, and man later man. If you have things like that, Muta.
And about 60 man police kills this year.
Thank you. Thank you, Muta. When you have a police commission, a ride on palm bike about this and that. You can't have a country like that, Muta. This is not a police state. We don't support foolishness. If you're wrong, Muta, you're wrong for me. We can do better. We can do the crime better because we have a technology. But what? When them allow the underworld to call them a Muta, where you find that now? When the common, all right, half a tree Muta. Let me just go through this briefly. Half a tree. Ready to start them one day, come down half a tree, start them. Then man from Grand Spell start next day, then a man them from where they get across from the cemetery name, from more lines over there, so Friendship Lane. Them come start the taxi man about half chair. So much, but the police out there. The Agla Park Road man, not so bad because two look at police start out there, so them not bad. Motor, why the government never use our Ministry of Housing? You see that big open lot there behind JBC? Why the government never use it? Lick it down, Motor. And put the taxi stand where the right yard farmers to there. Over there and the bus man, you know, them don't catch them up around the car around some motor. I can't remember saying this to the man them used to wash them car, you know. Catch them up and then you find a kiosk now right at Jamaican National stoplight, there's the motor. And you have this big old open land where you put one car place over there, a sham, or where you want. That is no production. Lick down the building motor structure out there. Widen the road over where the course of them there to mothers are there. So we have no body and no vision and motor. We could come back to this. You see this Cuba thing here. We better watch it in a motor. When Cuba really walk up with bricks, because what am I talking about bricks now? America has to fall because of the blood of black people in America. And them come, I introduce gating. America has to fall. Because immigrants build America motor, man, you can't tell you know that. And when you build yourself, and I'm going to tell a virgin now, your workers build and them break your motor. And if you treat your worker bad, them go and break you. And America feel them rich and powerful now because they have the baddest army. And there's more than one if it's skin a cat motor. All who expect black people, France, England and US must fall and Germany.
See the African, them are running out France, out Africa.
Thank you.
From Senegal.
We there no Muta. Thank you, Muta. And we there no rare like you're the Prime Minister there. Them know so we are talking about the food now. It is all over. I don't business no more all over the place. You there to lead, you there to make Jamaican people life better. Don't
we have to move, we have to move.
So long life Muta.
Yeah man, give thanks.
Big up Frank City.
Yes. Yes, Iel.
Morning, Muta.
Morning, sir.
Never told you to shower rain.
That may I say, how the artist, man?
Jesus, peace. So when I hear the Lion of Judah, you know? Yes, but I could not get to say Merry Christmas, but at least I can say Happy New Year. Long life and prosperity, and it's good for you to have next year, and it's good for me to have a next year.
Give thanks.
Next year. You know, pass off, you know. You're not still healthy and strong. Keep on going on.
Well, we don't know what happening, you know.
Me know, man. Yes, man.
Come say, I will a grandmother, I bury them grand picnic, so there's that thing.
Yes, I eat the right way and eat for the lion way. Remember who?
No, but me not eat like no lion, you know, because lion eat yam pure raw meat, you know. Me not follow lion.
Me the vegetable chunks.
No, me not eat chunks. Chunks are cardboard food. No, me not eat the chunks, you know. Lion on yam chunk, lion yam meat.
All right.
So me no lion. Them call me man.
All right, there's a man, but when I was growing come up, they couldn't be a man. They grew up and turn a man.
Yeah, well. I miss meal then, meal.
He's a meal.
All right, what we I say now? What we I say? Nobody run up like that. What we I say?
Just fire, man. I poet.
Okay.
Yeah, so I say a long time, I not hear you.
Yeah, man, you hear me up now, give thanks.
Right, and then for my discussion, I know, if you say if I could have given 2 lines of poet to express myself.
2 lines?
Or 3.
Go on, and when I cut you off, you must know that 3 take long, right?
All right.
Yeah, all right, go on, do your thing.
As if I was about to write, when I heard a voice, I think it was once or twice, so right, not the things we so have seen. I beg and plead to the uttermost part of the sea, for all mankind should be free. The last time I heard them say this man was dead, them boil 1 pot of chocolate tea and all of the fry fish that they caught in the sea. They also get 6 quarter rum, say that they were. All right, me now go now.
All right, so I give thanks, yeah? Yes, ill.
Ill Mutabaruka.
Blessed man.
And life with strength.
You too, man, give thanks.
I say, question. Why them call His Majesty Jah?
Why them call him Jah?
Yes.
Because Psalm 68.
Bible thing.
Psalm 68, why them say Jah? Because it a come from we call it a Jewish tradition, Yahovah. You know, it was Yahovah, you know, before they jailed it in there. But in a Psalm 68, him say, extol him, that right up and doing as Jah. Some man just say Jah. True will man no want to say God. Them just say Jah, you know.
God and Jesus and John and said thing, man. Bible thing that.
Well, Jah not the same thing like Jesus because Jah did before Jesus. Jesus was the man where they talk about. Jah is Yahweh, Yahovah. Hallelujah.
Really just believe.
Eh?
Really just believe.
Yeah, I really just believe. I really just believe. You know, you have to pass through all them stages, you know. You start out with all God, then you move from God to Jah, and you move from all Jah to, you understand? Yeah.
Yeah. I say, you can't take too much of the religious belief and religious things, you know, because that's part of the tradition now, you know.
Yeah.
The whole Bible talk and them something there.
Yeah.
If we speak of the original tradition, that we know it's right. If there was no Bible, there would be no Jah, and there would be no God, and there would be no Jesus. So look here, all them serve it in English and things to make it feel like say, look like say good. It's not good for real. Even though them change up our tongues and our knowledge and turn it in English, and the people them feel like the best thing that they, if you talk part of it, oh, you them, don't say that, say what? Yeah. So the originality, it always will be here and will be there and over the world. You know.
So where the original one is? Where the original thing is?
Natural tradition. Naturality never change.
Okay.
Like, yeah. It just keep on flowing more and more and more and more. The more you try to go around it, you can't go around it. The more you try to go by it, you can't go by it.
Okay.
So we have to just face up originality and naturality in our life. Each and every one that we can see a better way and more love each and every one of us. Because if we not that, the whole of man-made things, they look like them work, but a peer pollution them carry, you know. Peer pollution them carry. So the less man-made things we can deal with, and the better it is for all of us. Even though it look like say, a good thing and that use them upside there, but at the same time, we have to look at ourselves and know, so watch out. These things, look how often them change out. That means, so watch out. I run against the natural process of life, you know. So we have to relax our mind and ourselves and make naturality take over instead of a run race. or something where them can't win. Yeah. So, long live and long strength.
All right, sir. Give time. Give time.
One thing more for it.
Yeah.
What I say, everything will happen to the youth, them, I get the blame, you know. In the school, them are blame the youth, them, and them don't know, say, with them are pushing at the head, the youth, them brain. At that, I mesmerize them, you know, I teach them to work, I pay colonial minding system, you know, I teach them, you know. And the youth, them just come work for the slave master, said we. But now teach them the logic about them own personal individual self so that they can know, say, watch out. We this, ourselves this. We're afraid of ourselves.
Who say them not say that to the youth? Them? Who say them not say that?
Do that. Them not do that. Mutabaruka.
Oh, I mean them not do that.
Them not do enough fight them.
Okay.
The more I teach them of the most colonial system where them can just come in like the buck master slaving system come work for them and build up for them creation and then it just turn them out, pick them and choose them and refuse them in all kind of way.
All right, sir. All right. Give thanks, man. Yeah?
Bless.
All right. So we want to play something here, so we'll play all the while. You know, we have to keep repeating them something, you know, like how we play the music them all the while. See your music all the while. We have to play some of them clips all the while. Now, Martin Luther King is not one of my favorite black leaders, but him do a work in America that was humongous. And him make a statement about him greatest speech I can to people is him dream. I have a dream. Now, the part when most people don't hear is when him say, him thinks that the dream when the lab was a nightmare. Now, when I woke up on him, I said this thing, I know, I just said, boy, I forget this thing, I have to make everybody hear it. So I want to play a piece side of what him say. And you hear me play it already, we're going to play it again. And Martin Luther King, this, you know, yes.
An asterisk on it.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
Yeah.
You hear that? And Martin Luther King has said that, you know. So he realized that the dream was like a nightmare. Yes. So right, the sermon say, boy, right now, him no dream again, you know. But you know, them whole on panda part there, them whole on panda part there, and I say, well, maybe a whole lot of people never hear it yet. Maybe the first a whole lot of people hear it when we play it. But he might show you say, no, sir, this about dream about little black boy and little black girl that walk up mountain. No. A nightmare.
An asterisk on it.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
Yeah, exactly.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
One more time.
CL.
Yes, I.
Blessed man.
Give thanks for the time, you know, teacher.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Enough people don't know, say you're the teacher, you know, so a long time listener, first time caller.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
oh, you just buy a phone from so long?
No, Canada, I come from, so I find out how to kind of get through.
Okay. So why you want to report them from Canada?
No, sir.
Okay. You come down legal or you go up legal?
They're a long time. We just have it in the roots, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
For what
I don't know. Couple of the items attack, and the reason I say every black country have military training for the youth them from high school. I don't know if it is a good idea. I feel good about it. It's a good idea, yes, but...
Do you remember them did have in a school? You never go to school where them have scout and... where them call them again? Them have scout and exit at school.
Yeah, we did have a thing named cadets.
Cadet and scout, yeah.
Yes, but it's an option. And I like somewhere...
Yeah, because I never join it.
No, I never join it neither. I like the suit with them have on neither. Yeah.
So you have to
it's a good idea.
Army training. Every youth should have army training.
Yeah, that way them have a little discipline or them can at least have better discipline towards
life, yes.
When they come to, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when they come to the police, them and them something. But me I say the corruption could have ruined that idea there when they come to politics.
Yeah. Well, you know, so the politicians, them are one of the most corrupt in the country, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Them under the table, them are work. The scammer, them use top of the table, them go underneath the table. Go scam people and go like them not scam people.
Alright, you see it. Why, Trump coming with them tariffs, yeah. For the
him not bring them in yet.
Some commercials.
Him not come in with them yet, you know.
Yeah, I'm going serious with it for real. Not coming with
February, I'm come with it.
Yeah. Near commercial on my side, I say, hopefully.
Barack.
Yeah.
You're not Canada there. You're not Canada.
Right.
You hear the thing when we play a while ago about Canada? Or you never listen?
Which one? No, I never hear it.
We play a clip about what Canada could do when Trump bring in the tariff on Canada, how them intend to lick him back with things like turn off the light them in New York and Minnesota and all them places there. Because you know, say, Canada control a whole part of the pipeline them are going to America. You know, so them I say, one of the things them is to lock off light and turn New York in a darkness. What a thing.